Good morning, gremlins. So it is Friday morning, it is before work, and I've decided to start a vlog, mostly because I need to get books back to the library. So, if you've been following along a bit, I did an American Girl vlog, but that is the vlog where I hurt my eye. So I was reading a bunch of American Girl mystery books, but I had one mystery book left and then like two sort of silly American Girl books that I wanted to read. So those might get tossed in here, but this isn't an American Girl vlog. So this is actually going to be a Babysitter's Club vlog where I'll be reading books from the Babysitter's Club mysteries, like, what is that? It's like an offshoot series. It's a connected series, like the events I think get referenced in the regular books, but these are specifically mysteries. But I actually can't start with a mystery book. See, this whole vlog is a little bit weird. So I actually, for the Babysitter's Club books, have to read Super Special number 6, New York, New York, first. This is due back in my library on Monday and it won't let me renew it, so I need to read it. I started it last night, so I'm about 100 pages in, which these are pretty easy reads because Babysitter's Club, if you don't know, Babysitter's Club is a beloved series by Ann M. Martin that was weirdly referenced in the Wednesday season 2, like in the 4 episodes. They mentioned the series, sorry, my nose itched. And there are a ton of books. There's a regular series, there's a super series, like super special series, and then the mystery series, and there's some like offshoot books for like some characters that are like not exactly in the club, but they're like auxiliary members. So there are a couple of those, but I grabbed this one on a whim. I was actually looking for Super Special number 1 where the girls go to Disneyland, but nowhere in our library system has it anymore, so I went with this one. But I had grabbed this just for fun. I was going to read it when I was reading some other Babysitter's Club books, but I just didn't get to it. And then I actually finished Riddle of the Prairie Bride, and I feel like I should mention this one because I said in the American Girl vlog that I would tell you like how it was. So this one follows Ida Kate Deming in 1878 in Kansas. She and her father, so her father came to Kansas because there was a period of time where you could pay like $10, you got 150 acres of land so long as you promised to stay in that area for 5 years to cultivate the land, because it was this whole like big thing to like populate the West. So her father went. Ida Kate and her mother did go out there at a certain point, but Ida Kate's mother has died. So her father really wants to have a mother for his daughter. He would like a new wife. And at this time, there were a lot of like mail order brides or letter writing things. You would put an ad in the paper, you would write letters back and forth, and then a woman would come to the West. So he does this. A woman arrives whose name should be Caroline Fairchild, but something's off with her. Her description doesn't really match her letters. She seems very awkward with her own infant son. And she doesn't seem to remember things that she told Ida Kate's father in their letters. I want to call her Ida Cat, and I don't know why. And so the mystery is the Prairie Bride who she says she is. And this was actually not entirely surprising, but I'm an adult, so I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I know what happened. But it was interesting to read, especially because I read like Little House on the Prairie books, and that I believe fits into this time period. It's been a minute since I read a Laurel Ingalls Wilder, so it's just been a minute. But I was like, oh, this is interesting. So it was interesting because there were other families who had mail order brides. That's what I'm calling them. Technically that's what it is. And the reasons they came to the West, reasons women write to men at this time, why they would want to get married, stuff like that. So that was that book. It was interesting, and it covered a period of history that I think a lot of kids would be like, what, if they read that. So the Super Special number 6 that I have to finish before I actually get to the the Babysitter's Club mysteries. Stacey McGill's father lives in New York City. She's going to visit him for the summer because her parents are divorced, and Claudia wants to come along because she wants to take an art class at this special art academy thing that like anyone can go to. And what winds up happening is the entire Babysitter's Club comes, and they wind up in 2 different houses or apartments. It's New York City, and then they all are having their own kind of adventures in the city. They're on the back, it even points out that Jessie meets a boy ballerina, Claudia and Mallory take fancy art lessons, Christy makes a special friend, have not gotten there yet, Dawn eats her way through the city, which is curious, because so far Dawn is very worried about the city, Stacy and Marianne have a babysitting mystery. So that's kind of the setup. They're all there, they're all doing different things. At the point of the book that I'm in, Dawn is terrified of New York City and basically hasn't left Stacy's dad's apartment. And then Stacy and Marianne are babysitting 2 like British children whose parents are in the US for like ambassador work or something like that. and they've been tasked with like showing them the city. They're basically acting like nannies. The parents were looking for a nanny to care for them. Christy, I don't know what her plot is. She hasn't done much yet in this one. Claudia and Mallory are kind of experiencing the same thing. They're going to art lessons, this fancy academy, but Claudia is struggling and Mallory is not, and that is really stressing Claudia out because she's the artist. And then Jessie meeting the boy ballerina has happened, but it was very brief. She went to see Swan Lake and she met a boy who's like, I'm a ballerina. He, I believe, is in the series kind of long term as her like boyfriend friend. I'm not entirely sure, because he was mentioned in like Super Special 8, which was set a little bit later. They go to like camp, sort of. So this one, it's just cute. So I'm reading this one and then I'll move on to the mysteries and I'll just show you as I go. If I have time, I'm gonna toss in those American Girl ones I didn't finish. It was like a super short one about a girl and a dog, and then another one was like a mini mysteries thing. I'll show you them if I get to them. The goal is to kind of knock them out so that my next vlog can be full moon readathon, but I gotta go. I got stuff to do, so I will talk to you when I have a book update, gremlins. Oh, but I have a cool cup. One sec. Behold, my weekend is all booked, and this has my favorite coffee in it. It is Stoke pumpkin creamed cold brew, and I need it because today is gonna be very busy. I can already tell. So yeah, I will talk to you later, gremlins, when I have a book update. Hello, gremlins. It is after lunch, and I have finished Super Special number 6, New York, New York. I am a dope. I had already figured out who Christy's special friend was. It's a dog. I really don't want to spoil this, and these are really hard to like recap because it's set up as a diary. So what they do with the Super Special, so Anne Martin makes them sort of a collected experience journal. So in this one, Claudia is keeping the diary, and she asks all of the Babysitters Club members to include their own thoughts, their own recaps of their day. And so there are like little sections that have, so like this is a Stacy one, so it's in like bubble letters, and then Mary Ann's is in cursive, and I wanted to show hers. And like Mary Ann's, Jessie's is too. So some of them are in cursive, some of them are printed. And so they're each kind of describing something that happened with them, or if they're with another babysitter, it's them and that other babysitter from their point of view. And then at the end, there's normally like letters to people that they've met with or seen in the back. So, oh, and pictures. There are always pictures. In this one, all the pictures are drawn by Claudia. In some of the other ones, there's just like art included, and they don't really say who it is. It's just like a sketch that is in the book for different things. This was very fun. I feel like I say that anytime I read like a young reader book, but it's just really interesting to follow them. Now, again, Claudia was always my favorite, is still my favorite. My Claudia doll is hanging out over there. I will show you her at some point, especially when we get to the final book in this, because there's an ad for them. I was flipping through some of the books and I was shocked because my doll did not come from an ad. She was from a Half Price Books when I was a child. I'll get into that at a later point, but there will be that brief Claudia memorabilia moment. But this, we follow them all doing different things. So I did do the little recap. Everything gets tied up with a happy ending. It always does, because this is a Babysitters Club book, so everything works out. We don't have to worry about what happens to the puppy. We don't have to worry about this mystery man, because everything is explained to us, because these are for young readers. You want your kid, like the kids reading the books, to not be freaking out. So this was just cute. It was very interesting to see them in New York City too, because they're by themselves for one of the days, and I was like, what? You just let your kids wander around? Like, they're 13 and 11. Like, that seems young, but okay. Some of them live in New York City, so I guess it's fine. But I did finish this, so very, very excited to mark that one off the list. We are now moving on to what the actual theme of the vlog is. So the first book that I'll be reading that fits the official theme I wanted to go with is Babysitters Club Mystery Number 1. This is the only one that I own, and I only own this because in May, I think it was May. Oh my gosh, time is weird. But I was in Ohio, and there are Half Price bookstores in Ohio, and we went to one while I was visiting, and I happened to check to see if they had any Babysitters Club books, any American Girl books, just to see what was like hanging out there. And they happened to have this original print of the first mystery. So I thought I would scoop it up. It was only $2, though when I was a kid, these were like 25 cents. Which makes me feel very old, but they really were. They were 25, and the super specials were like 50 cents, sometimes $1 if they were in really nice condition. But like, these were a quarter, typically. I had a lot of them. That's why I know they were a quarter, because I believe tiny stickers back then, like the kind you do with the I think it's called, I don't know what they're called. I just know that they have like little sticker labels and they were just like right here. They're really tiny. These are so hard to get off. I'm not even trying, but I just remember they were so small and they were just right here. And I appreciated that because it didn't cover up the logos. But I did grab this just to have it. I picked up a few nostalgic books while I was in Columbus because a lot of them were pretty cheap. So I did grab this. I also grabbed Claudia's first book because I didn't have it. And I've already read that in a vlog. I did a whole Claudia specific vlog where I read that book, but I just got it from the library. They had a reprint of it. You can tell the reprints because they're actually very shiny. And for some reason, the pictures look different. Like everything is too glossy. So you can tell it's not the original printing, but that's fine. I just wanted a copy of it. They also charged more, which was interesting to me because it's definitely not like the first version. I think was $3 instead of $2. But I will be reading this one next, and I'm not going to read you the descriptions because since they're for young readers, the descriptions sometimes give a lot away. So I am just going to read this and fill you in when I get a chance. I have this one and I have 4 other mysteries. One is a super special and is actually going to result in me watching something. So in the Claudia video, I did watch the original Babysitters Club series. It at the time was streaming on something, and I had like VHS tapes of the original series that I watched religiously. I was obsessed with them, so I would watch them all the time. It was really fun to rewatch the series, but I'm not going to do that again. I debated about watching the Netflix series because I did think it was well done. I do think the girls actually look the age they're supposed to be in the books. In the like original one, I feel like the girls look closer to like 16 or 17. They do look older to me, but I was also a kid when I watched it. When I was rewatching it back, I was like, they're still pretty, like, still a touch older than they are described in the book. The Netflix series does stick truer to age, so they do look younger, and I really was debating, but I think I'll save that for maybe a later Babysitters Club video because there is something else that I can enjoy. But I'll be reading mystery number 1, which is Stacy and the Missing Ring. I will hold it back up briefly. Ta-da! And yeah, I will give you my thoughts probably when I finish it. It's pretty hard to do like a mid check-in for these because they're so short, but I will be reading that one. And then I think that's all I have to update you on. I have to get back to work. I had time at the end of lunch to fill you in. I do need to return stuff to the library because literally the super special is due Monday and I just want to make sure it gets back, so I'm going to toss it in my get back to the library books. And then this one I own, so it's fine. The rest of them are library books, but they're due way later. I was able to renew all of them, just not this super special, which is so strange to me. But I gotta go, so I will talk to you later, Gremlins, when I know what has happened to Stacy and the missing ring. Hello, Gremlins. Whoa, you were real crooked for a sec. That was strange. It is a little ways after work. I had you set up, so I just like thought I would film. I actually finished the Babysitters Club mystery number 1, Stacy and the Missing Ring. So I'm gonna give you my like quick recap and try not to cough. But in this, we get the introduction of Stacy that normally happens in each of the books. We get that she's diabetic, her parents are divorced, she lives with her mom. But in this one specifically, she really, really wants a diamond ring. Now, diamond is her birthstone, so she keeps being like, it's a birthstone ring. I'm pretty sure you could get ones that don't have real diamonds in them. I had a topaz birthstone ring as a little kid, and I don't think that was a real stone. I think it was just glass that looked like topaz. But anyway, she really wants this ring. Her mom's like, absolutely not, that's really expensive. And then she's like, my dad would get it for me. And she does know she's being a bit of a brat because her dad was kind of spoiling her at the start of the divorce because she was living in a different city, and she would like come visit and he would like buy her a bunch of stuff. He's also not very present in her life. Like, he doesn't spend a lot of time with her, so I think it's kind of a buy you stuff to make up for the time we're not together. That's the tone I was getting from it. But in this, Stacy gets a job babysitting for a new family, the Garadellas, and she is brought there to babysit. I don't know if they say the baby's name on the back or the animals. She is supposed to babysit their like very young child, like infant child, and then technically, while this was not mentioned, they do say like, oh, and watch Bird and Mouse. Bird and Mouse are a dog and a cat. Bird is huge, and Mouse I think is a Persian based on the description, so kind of like a snooty looking cat, which is not intentional. Just like anytime I see a Persian, for some reason I think snooty cat, and I blame The Great Mouse Detective because Felicia is a Persian, I believe, and she just looks snooty when she's eating Ratigan's foes. Anyway, there's an aside for all of you, but she babysits them, and what throws her off a little bit is So bird and mouse have like very specific dietary restrictions and like directions and like when they eat and where they eat and how hot the food has to be. But the baby, they're just like, oh, give her a bottle and put her to bed. And Stacey's like, what? Huh? Doesn't she have special things too? Okay. No special instructions for the baby. Which I understand, like the couple have had bird and mouse for much longer, which sounds so strange, I'm sure. But like they've set up sort of like a system for them since they were little. And because it seems like Bird's kind of old and so is the cat. But what's interesting is just that they don't really tell her what to do with this baby. And they do have a nanny they mentioned. So I'm actually wondering if the nanny just spends more time with the baby. And so they're like, oh, it's fine. Like, we don't really know. The nanny handles it. And like they hang out with the cat and dog more, which we have cats and dogs. We love them dearly. They are our children. And like they also have some special dietary needs. Not too extreme, just like special stuff we add to their food occasionally. The cats, not so much. The dogs, yes. But I was just like cracking up at the fact that Stacey was like, wait, what? Also, she had to feed the cat chicken liver and the dog beef and rice, even though the dog is not sick. And I feel like technically, if this was written now, the dog would be eating like one of those prepared bag foods that you like squeeze out of a tube. We have looked into that and it is wildly expensive. Just throwing that out there. We would not do it. We have done beef and rice though if the dogs are sick. But, a ring goes missing, and then like it's oddly suspicious that Stacey wanted this diamond ring and a diamond ring is missing. But as this is Babysitters Club book, everything does come out okay in the end, but it does take a long time for this ring to get found. Like not until the very end of the book, which surprised me. And it's revealed to you in a way that I kind of guessed, but also I have cats and that's all I'm going to say. But when this ring is realized, like Mrs. Gardella thinks the ring is missing, she's actually kind of cruel. Like she's very upset with Stacey and she's like, I didn't steal it, I swear to you. Like I didn't take it. I don't know why you think I took it. And even her mom says it, the Babysitters Club says it, and they're still like, no. And you took it, we're gonna get all your clients to go away. Like that is an extreme reaction to a kid who's been in your house one time. Did not mention the diamond ring thing to her, but like it does cause drama with Babysitters Club. Jobs are a little low and they don't know why, so they're really stressed out about it, but everything does work out in the end. We also get a Jessie chapter and a Marianne chapter because they do try and like fit those in as they go, so you sometimes get extra insight about things. But we are now moving on to Dawn and the Disappearing Dogs, which is actually about dog sitting. So this one should be fun. I'm not going to say exactly what happens. I will fill you in after I read it. And I don't know when I'm going to check in with you next because it is Friday night and we have errands to run. I just managed to finish this real quick before we're going to head out. And I don't know how much I'm going to vlog this weekend. We shall see. But I will fill you in when I have things to fill you in on. So I will talk to you later, Gremlins. Hello, Gremlins. I'm very hot. A car just pulled in. We are at a local, like, everything, like, store. I don't even know what to call it. Like, so Krista told me they had pastries, and they have pastries. It's called Jean's Beans, but they also do, like, a salad bar thing. They have a whole, like, fish fry. They have hot appetizers. It's like a whole wild event in there, but it's really, really hot. So I came in the car, so the AC is cranked, so if you hear it, you're gonna have to deal with it because I'm really, really hot. So we went in to get donuts because we missed the donuts last week. We'd never been here at all, and we got turnovers and they were really good. And Krista was like, we should try and get donuts next week. So when we got up, we got ready to go and we came out to get donuts. It's in town, it's not far from the house. So we came and got that, and I thought while I was cooling down, because I'm so warm, I would talk to you about Dawn and the Disappearing Dogs, because I finished that yesterday. So in this one, there is a family, did they give their name? I know they do somewhere in the book, but there's a couple that they have like dogs, cats, lizards, snakes, bunnies, guinea pigs, and they periodically hire the Babysitters Club to dog sit or pet sit, really. And even though we learn in this that Dawn is not like, she's like, I don't like love animals, but like I like them. She is the one who winds up with the job, so she's taking care of them. And while she is, their Great Dane, Cheryl, is out in the yard on a tie-up kind of thing, and she goes missing. And the family doesn't, like the couple doesn't blame her at all. They're like, no, you couldn't have, like, it wasn't your fault, like she must have gotten loose. And then other animals, primarily dogs, really only dogs, start disappearing. And it seems like there may be some kind of dog theft ring in Stony Brook or the surrounding area. Something weird is definitely going on. And because Dawn feels so upset that Cheryl, the Great Dane, disappeared on her watch, basically. She is like, we have to solve this, like we have to get the dogs back. So this entire thing is like trying to figure out who these shady people are who are taking these dogs. And again, Babysitters Club book, it does have a happy ending, but like the cops in this are just useless. Like the girls show up and they're like, we're pretty sure this guy's stealing the dogs, and they're like, yeah. But it being dog focused and not like, there is a kid focused section. There is an all-star game between a team out of Stony Brook and then a combined Christie's Crushers and then someone's Bashers, the Bashers and the Crushers. So they become the Crashers. It's a whole thing. But that was cute. And that was going on top of everything else. I also did start, I'm very close to done, with Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum, but I want to finish it before I tell you what's going on in it. So I'm gonna try and read a little while I'm cooling down, and then I will let you know if I finish it. Krista is waiting. We decided to get lunch because the guy was like, oh, you've never been here? And everyone's confounded because we've lived here for like 5 years, and they're like, we've existed for like 70. We have no idea how you don't know what we do and what we are. It's just not near our house. And with Krista's work schedule, we don't like drive out this way really ever because it's like in a different part of town. So we just don't come out this way, and we just didn't. But I'm gonna read for a little in the car with the AC on, and I will fill you in as soon as I finish Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum. Hello Gremlins, I'm in the car again. We're at a different location. We just took the girls on a drive because Bruni decided that he did not want to be in the car. Like he wouldn't get in the car, and then he ran back to the house. Like he just left. So he didn't come. It wasn't like a weirdly long drive. I think it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Like 40.
40?
Because we went to Sac and Culver.
Oh, right.
So that's at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, we drove like through the country and then we turned around in Sackett's Harbor. But I have finished Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum.
Did you know that she has 3 tattoos of one of her dogs all over her chest?
Oh, wow.
That's her dog barking, that's her dog not barking, and then that's him barking on the other side.
I had no idea.
Like, who does
That's a big tattoo.
That's a
big tattoo. We finished, well I finished Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum. So in this one, a sculptor that Claudia really likes is having a show done at the Stony Brook like Science and Arts Museum. And she goes, and while she is there with some of the kids she's babysitting, there's actually a reported burglary and a bunch of coins go missing. Then when Claudia gets to see the exhibit, she says one of the pieces that she got to see in like New York, it feels funny. And she's like, I don't know why it would feel funny, but it does. And she like tries to tell the people at the museum, they're like, yeah, that doesn't matter, don't know what you're talking about. And she even calls the artist, and he's like, oh, that is strange, though it has like this unique thing about it. So the babysitters are trying to solve the mystery of the coins and where they could be, because they think it's suspicious that it doesn't look like the coins were stolen out of the glass. I'm not going to explain how, but it does turn into the Babysitters Club all trying to figure out where these mysterious fancy coins went and who has stolen them. So there are a lot of suspects, but Claudia does get to meet an artist, and this one is a very great book for Claudia. A lot of positive things happen for her. So this was a lovely time, especially since Claudia is my favorite character. The next mystery I'm reading is also a Claudia one, but I don't remember the title, but I'm actually going to return it. So I'm going to turn the camera. There's no one around us, so you won't see anyone's license plates or anything. And my library. Behold. The lions, if I can zoom you. No zoom? Zoom? Oh, my battery's about to die. It doesn't want to zoom today. All right, I gotta go, but headed into the library to return my books. Talk to you later, Gremlins. Bye! Hi, Gremlins. We're gonna film fast because I got these things. They're cute, they're little, they're mysteries. I pre-ripped them, but I don't know what's in them. So let's start with this one, and woo! It is standard Gizmo. Standing. Oh, I have a little cow on me. This is Gizmo. Comes with a little mini figure kit, and then, yeah, 3D glasses Gizmo, so 2 Gizmos, cute. And then this is Otto the Grim Reaper, and Jefferson the cow was on my shoulder before, but we got them, they're very cute. The Reaper is basically Kira in Squishmallow form. Adorable, adorable, adorable. And then Jefferson is just cute because he's a little cow with pumpkin spice stripes and a little pumpkin, or spots. All right, you're about to die. So talk to you later, Gremlins. Bye! Hello, Gremlins. It is Sunday morning. We have done our obligatory Van Wives and Tia Dollar House. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so clearly it must have been a very aggressive, dangerous stalker situation. Sleeping with chainsaws is just not a good way to go through life.
Yeah, I vaguely mentioned this, but we went down like a rabbit hole of a channel, and I didn't say which one, but the Van Wives moved. They were in a cabin in the woods, and they were like talking about why they had to move without getting into specifics. And as my wife is a lawyer, it sounds like they're in a criminal charges situation or something. But we watched that this morning to get info. Also, we just like their channel.
Hey, stop licking the bed.
Kira, stop. But I'm here because I'm about to make lunch. We did coffee and we split this ginormous donut from Jean's Beans. Like, it was a Boston cream, but it was freaking huge. Now she's licking my toes. I'm not showing you. You're not getting dog licking toe foot content.
You're gonna have to go to OnlyFans for that.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Please note.
Say your OnlyFans.
Any only someone else who has an OnlyFans. I'm just making it clear I don't have one because I think it violates a number of policies for a few things. Hello. But I'm about to make lunch, but I wanted to fill you in that I have finished the Babysitters Club mystery number 16, Claudia and the Clue in the Photograph. Did I mention that the AC is really loud? It's really loud. We're in a heat wave. But in this one, Claudia is taking a photography class during summer school. She didn't pass math. And she is taking lots of photos. They're actually doing a photo project because Dawn is in California and all of the kids in Stony Brook want to convince her to come back to Stony Brook from California. So they wind up doing this big photo project. Everyone's going around town taking photographs. And Claudia is taking some photos of this bank because it looks really cool, but it also turns out that the bank was robbed. They think it was an inside job, and the Babysitters Club decide that they're going to try and solve the case because they have all these photos. They're trying to see if they'll be helpful, and they are very helpful. And the like setup is wild. We get more of Shannon, who is, to specify, there are two Shannons. There's Shannon the dog and Shannon the human, and Shannon the human is in this one more because Dawn is in California, so she's alternate officering. But it's very fun. We follow the kids around. There's this very large mystery of like who took the money, where did the money go, how did the money get out of the bank, and all of the babysitters investigating, plus some of the kids, which is always a cute time. But I really enjoyed this one. This one was kind of a surprise because there's an element where Claudia thinks someone broke into her house and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. And perhaps someone did, perhaps someone didn't. Again, as always, there is a happy ending and there's always a newspaper write-up in these, which is adorable. But this was a very fun time. And then we're moving on to the final mystery, which is the Babysitters Club Super Mystery number 1, Babysitter's Haunted House. This one is interesting because there's no teaser for our next book in this, which sometimes happens with the super specials because maybe they don't know if they're going to do any more. I actually don't know if there's more than this one. I only saw this one when I was looking stuff up. But in this one, I will briefly tell you that some of the babysitters go to Maine to stay in a possibly haunted house. But I'll get into more details when I actually am farther in. I'm only a little bit in. I'll just tell you when I'm done. But there is that one. Oh, I did briefly want to show you in the back of this one is an ad. I have mentioned this before for the Babysitters Club mystery game. You can kind of see Krista, she's doing a draft. Oh gosh, yeah, there's a very spiky bone under Chloe. But I did have this mystery game and it was really fun. I would play it with my Claudia doll because I didn't have my parents play it with me. Don't ask me why. I was a tiny child. I also don't think I played it correctly because it was for ages something and up and I was not that age. And then also, there's an ad for the dolls. Look at it. That's so fun. It's in black and white, so I don't know what you thought you were getting. But it's all the Babysitters Club, excluding Logan and Shannon because they're alternates and stuff. But you could get Stacy, Claudia, Christy, Mallory, Jessie, Dawn, or Marianne. I have Claudia. I do remember seeing some of the other ones at Half Price Books when I was a kid. But fun fact for you, Kenner made them. Kenner is a big like collectible toy company and I wouldn't have guessed that. And they're located in Cincinnati, Ohio. Had no idea. But I need to make lunch. I just wanted to tell you that I had finished that Babysitters Club book so I can get it into the bag of library books that have to go back. So yeah, I'm gonna go make pizza and I will talk to you later, gremlins. Hello, gremlins. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed because I'm surrounded by dogs who would like me to take them out. But I have finished Babysitters Club Super Mystery number 1, it's just Babysitter's Haunted House. It's such an odd title. So in this one, almost the entire Babysitters Club goes to Maine. So Christy, Dawn, Marianne, and Claudia go to Maine to help babysit slash get these kids, the Menders, there's 4 of them, to be comfortable living in this small town called Reese. It's like a big historic town. Their parents have inherited a basically mansion for them to live in, huge estate house, but the kids have to want to live in Reese. So they're kind of there to help them adjust to living there possibly, and also just to watch them while the parents are working on some like business stuff. The issue is that the 4 babysitters going means that only Jesse and Mallory are working in Stony Brook, and babysitting jobs get wildly hectic. Logan gets called in, but he also has a job. Shannon's supposed to babysit, but she's kind of not helpful, so I don't know if there's something else going on with Shannon. And they get so hectic that Janine, Claudia's sister, agrees to cover a babysitting job, which is wild to me. The plot in Stony Brook, this entire book, is really just like, there's too many jobs, we don't know what to do! And then there are no jobs at all. And then they panic that they've ruined the Babysitters Club. Then in Reese, the sitters think the house is haunted, which is logical because there is some sort of figure in a white dress screaming at night, which is horrifying. But there's something that might be up about that. There's a man named Giorgio, who may or may not be involved, who thinks Claudia is 16, which is not accurate. She's 13, but she doesn't correct him. Nothing nefarious occurs. He just like kind of has a crush on her, but she's too young for him. He's in college, FYI. On top of that, Dawn, Marianne, that is an ice cream truck.
Coming to the front of our house.
Yep. Yep, it is. Sorry, I was just like, what is that music? I think it just drove right by. There are like no kids on our part of the block, so they normally skip us now. But I was just like, what is that sound? But yeah, so they're all trying to solve the mystery. Christy is also trying to help the younger son make friends in Reese, which is difficult because like some of the people think he's just a summer kid, so they don't want to be friends with him. She's trying to help. Lionel, I believe Lionel, is his older brother and he wants to be an actor, but they may be able to convince him to do some other things to make friends. And then there are 2 young kids, Jill and, oh gosh, what is the other one's name? It's Jill and, hold on, her name's in the back of the book. Martha. Jill just wants to hang out with Dawn and be a cool teen, even though she's a kid. And then Martha is really shy. She and Marianne have very similar personalities, but Karen is supposed to help her make friends, and Karen is very pushy, so that's not really working. But things do work out. It's the Babysitters Club. They solve the mystery. They determine who this ghost was. There are also some nefarious possible people hanging around, and lots of suspects. So many suspects. But this one was fun. It is more kind of tricky to solve than some of the other ones because the characters and clues are kind of introduced a lot later, and normally all the babysitters are involved in the like super specials, but it's only 4 of them in this with the mystery, and the other 2 are in Stony Brook, so that was interesting. A little bit of a change. There are different plots, like very different plots happening in this, but I did enjoy it. Chloe's whining at a cat, so I'm gonna do stuff. I have some American Girl books I'm gonna read before I end this vlog, and I also may, if Krista doesn't mind me renting it for $3.99, watch the Babysitters Club movie from the 90s, because this book mentions coming soon, the BSC movie, which is totally the one that came out in the 90s, that I remember watching a few times, but I didn't like it as much as the TV show, so I just didn't really watch it, but I did see it a handful of times. But you can only rent it. It's nowhere free. I looked so hard, and you can only rent it. But I need to take these dogs out because they're all antsy, and Chloe would like to say hi to a cat, which is not gonna happen. But she's trying to shove her feet through the door so the cat will touch her. So I'm gonna go. But I have some American Girl books that I'm gonna read in this vlog just because I planned to read them previously and I didn't get to them. So I'll just throw them in at the end of this because I'm probably not gonna watch the movie until Monday. Like I'll throw it on during work and just give you my thoughts. I do know that Rachel Lee Cook is in it. I think that's her name. Yeah. Yeah. The one from She's All That. She's in it as Marianne. But I don't really remember any of the other actresses. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta take out these pups. But I did finish this, which means all the Babysitters Club books are done for this vlog. So just be ready for some silly American Girl stuff because they're like, one's a mystery thing, one is not. You'll see them in a later clip. And then I'll tie up the video once I finish the movie and those books. So talk to you in a bit, Gremlins. Bye, Chloe. Hello, Gremlins. We have watched the whatever year it came out in the 90s, I don't remember, Babysitters Club movie. And yeah, as an adaptation of a series about babysitting children, they decided to make it look like those girls cannot babysit a single child. And that movie is really, I did remember this. I remember they decided to make the movie primarily about Christy because it's like Christy's big idea. So, not even that, like the Babysitters Club has been established at this point when the movie is set, I guess. But they really focus on Christy. And the entire plot is Christy's dad, her biological father, comes back to town, only wants to see her, not any of her siblings that are also his children. And she keeps like making excuses to go see him, but he's like, oh, don't tell your mom I'm in town. So she just lies to everyone, except Marianne, who she swears to secrecy. And then everything is just terrible because she keeps like leaving this day camp they're running and not showing up for her own birthday party and just like bananas things. They also write some of her brothers out of this. Claudia doesn't have a sister that I can tell. They have Stacy date a 16-year-old who somehow doesn't realize she's 13. It's just very weird. Like, it's just a strange movie, especially when you compare it to like the newer Netflix show where they actually did a pretty good job showing them as babysitters and also independent characters. And then like the older TV show that existed before this movie that I like grew up with. I watched it on VHS all the time and loved it. And I remember I like saw the movie and then I was like, this is not as good as the TV show. And I would just watch my VHS tapes instead. And my sister even was like, there's a movie? And I was like, yeah, there is a movie, but I didn't watch it. We just watched the VHS tapes I had of the TV show instead. Like, I think I rented it from the video store one time, maybe twice, possibly, but like, it's not a good movie. I just like, it was so strange to watch. Chris is doing a draft, so if you hear sounds, it's draft sounds. It's a practice draft for her upcoming actual fantasy football draft. But yeah, so that was a time. A time was had.
They're horrible babysitters.
Yeah, they make them horrible babysitters, which makes zero sense. Also,
children were out of control.
They were, and there is a book with a summer camp in it, but it's like a day camp for like a couple of hours, and it's not at one of the babysitters' houses. It's like at like one of the parents' houses because they have a lot of kids, something, but it's like not long enough that they require like porta potties or anything because it's like just a little bit of time in the afternoon. So it's just a strange like taking of things and like adapting it oddly. And like part of it involves them building like what they want to call their like new office, but it's a greenhouse that they think is way too hot by the end. But I was just like, why is what? It was just like a whole thing. I really had only like seen that movie one time and I don't like, if you like the Babysitters Club, I don't know that you would like that movie because like the TV series already existed, so a lot of people I believe watched that. It was on television. You could buy the VHS tapes. I got all of mine at the Half Price bookstore for very cheap as a child. And then like there's the new Netflix show, so if you're newer, like if you're a younger kid now, you're gonna just watch the Netflix show. Like you won't even know those other things existed. But yeah, so that was a time. I have also finished the 2 American Girl books that I was gonna read, but I realized I haven't shown you my Claudia doll. Oh, my Claudia doll, and I said I was gonna do that. So I'm gonna end the vlog tomorrow morning. So I will talk about those books, show you my Claudia doll, because I totally forgot. Okay. This is a book about, this is a video about children's books, and Chris is just cursing like a sailor over there. Adults are, I know children are watching this. If you're a child and watching this, I don't know how you found this video. Anyway, if you are a child, we are technically at a PG-13, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. When I've had coffee, I will show you Claudia. We will talk about the 2 books because I really don't think I showed you her. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm tired. So I will talk to you tomorrow morning, Gremlins, to close out the video. Good morning, Gremlins. It is already incredibly hot today. So this is the final clip of the vlog. I did say I would show you my Claudia doll. This shirt is just, this is not an exciting shirt. This is You Had Me at Pumpkin Spice and it's very thin because I am already sweating and it's like 8 something in the morning. It is before work, but oh my gosh, it is so hot already. The pups have air conditioning. I'm just, whew, hot. I have iced coffee though. I made this. This is like homemade cold brew. I used a Joffrey's apple coffee. It's very good, but said I would show you the Claudia doll. So we're gonna start there. So let's do this. I don't know what you saw. Angle would have been weird. But here's the Claudia doll. So this is not the one I had when I was growing up, but Krista did find me a replacement. So the one I had got damaged really significantly when my parents' basement flooded one time. She was in like a container, but there was either a crack in it or the water got too high. I don't remember, but she did get like damaged and was not salvageable. But I like mentioned her to Krista, and ages ago for Christmas, she found me a replacement Claudia. So this Claudia doesn't have the earrings, which makes sense. Most kids would have like popped those out, or they would have busted. They were just like attached to her ears. I have some fake ones that I've debated about putting in, I just haven't. So she's actually wearing Courtney from American Girl's outfit, except for the overalls and the boots. So the overalls and the boots came with the doll. The original dolls had a white shirt with like a ruffle on the front, and then she was wearing neon pink tights. And my Claudia doll, I had this like parrot pin on her that was my mom's, but I thought it was very Claudia and I asked her if I could have it. So it was on that doll. She though, I think still looks very Claudia. The side ponytail is happening. The doll did come with a side ponytail. I restyled hers and put a little purple scrunchie in it. But I felt like the Courtney outfit worked. So it's the top, the sweater, and then the like lacy tights. So I think it works. I think it still has very Claudia vibes. I just was like a very neurotic kid, and I refused to like take her outfit off or do anything with it. So mine had like the actual outfit on, but no one has those anymore, which it's unfortunate she got damaged in a flood, but I am very, very grateful that I have a Claudia doll back, because I just like having her in the collection and knowing that I have her, and like she's just from a very vital point in my childhood. But I did say I would talk to you about the 2 books that I finished. This is gonna be quick. They're very tiny. They're children books. So I read this, Madison's New Buddy. I got this for super cheap from the Long Story Short Bookmobile bookstore. They're like kids section. I think it was like $2 or $3. But I think all of these came out when they started releasing new pets, like animals. Because I know there used to be a golden retriever. I don't know if there still is. There probably is. But this follows Madison, who has a really hard time reading, but her school is going to do like a read to pets thing, or read to dogs at the dog shelter to get them used to people and try and help them get adopted. And she's like really scared to read because you're like in a big area and everyone's near each other, and she doesn't want her friends to know or anyone to make fun of her. So she keeps trying to find ways to like not read in front of people. She even like finds some ways to not read in front of Buddy by like giving him treats and like taking him to the playroom. But eventually, I will just tell you, this is such a small like little kid book. She does get the courage to read in front of people and to read to Buddy, and it is very sweet. And Buddy does get adopted because he's a shelter dog. So I just thought I would let you know. That one I'm spoiling for you because it's so tiny. This I can't even spoil for you. This is American Girl: A Year of Mini Mysteries with 29 tricky tales to untangle. This has all 4 seasons, and then there's a certain number of mysteries per season. There's 29, so it's not even, but you follow these 3 girls whose names are, it's in the front so I can just tell you, hold on, there's a picture of them: Charlotte, Brooklyn, and Alex, and like some mysteries that are kind of basic that unfold in their lives. This is kind of like a little brain teasers book. I don't know that they're like mysteries because they're so short, but it was fun. It took me a little bit to read it just because you have to like go through and then open these doors to get the solution, and I just had a fun time reading it while Krista was doing some football stuff. So I think this was a fun time. I would have loved this as a kid. I would have reread this like over and over even though I knew the solutions, just because it's fun. But these 2 I'm actually going to try and put in a local little library, because I know there are a couple in our neighborhood. We've walked past them before and you can put books in them. So I'm going to try and find one and put these in, because I got this book for like 50 cents at the library in a book sale, and it was just like too cute to pass up. And like this $2 or $3, like just giving that away, and like some little kid will love these. So I just thought that's what I would do with them, because I don't need those. I'm not gonna reread them at this point. The one is very young, so I just thought that would be fun. So at some point I will track down a little library and tuck those in there. I have some other books that maybe I could do that with, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that is everything. I'm not gonna go through the whole list of books. I had a fun time reading all the Babysitters Club books. It's always a great time to do like a nostalgia read. I actually have one Babysitters Club mystery left, but I'm reading it for Full Moon Readathon. So if you're doing the Full Moon Readathon, I'll just like throw in here that I'm only doing 2 characters, so 4 books, because I'm pretty busy. I'm already setting up my work computer because it's getting closer to work time. But I am doing 2 characters, 4 books, and one of the prompts I'm doing is 8, and I happen to get Babysitters Club mystery number 8, and you could do like 8 words in the title, 8 letters in the title, 8th in a series, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to start that vlog with that. So if you're coming from this video to that video, just know you'll get another Babysitters Club book and then some new books. So yeah, but I need to go. I need to get ready, like finish up my getting ready for work process. So I will see you. Oh wait, like, subscribe. I'm also on Instagram, Cliff Grover After. There you go. But yeah, I will see you in the next one, Gremlins. Bye.